know that you think you're the coolest one in town, but to me you'll be much cooler when you're 6 feet on the ground. Some of us are crazy, some are smart and brave. Well, it doesn't really matter, we all end up in the grave. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. I say it, all my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead.
Well, hello there, breathers,
And welcome back.
to another
Educational.
fluffy.
Fluffy?
Fluffy.
Yay! Like fluffy. Episode of All My Favorite People Are Dead.
I'm Shannon Butler.
Yes, she is. I'm Sue Teresi.
Yes, she is.
And here we are, Shan.
We're happy.
Happy?
It's a nice, well, it's actually kind of a cold day, but
Well, it's warm in here.
it's warm in here.
Shan and I are like two challenge savants. We can finish each other's
Sandwiches.
Yeah. And you were going to say that? We're just happy little morons floating through life.
Yeah, we are.
Shan and I are happy. It's a happy week, month,
It's,
year,
yeah.
life.
Life is good.
Life
There's
is good.
Love is in the air.
Is that what I smell? I thought it was the little bugs. Oh, okay.
That's-
I thought I had to go change.
No, you're
Okay.
good. No,
Okay.
it's all good.
So, Shan.
So, some wild stuff. Actually, so the episode that we have this week was actually inspired. I started working on it a couple weeks ago with and a coworker was telling me about how his little daughter had held a baby squirrel, had found a baby squirrel out and about. And he was like, "Why are you holding a baby squirrel? You're going to get..."
found it?
She found it. And he was like, "Nobody gets to hold a baby squirrel. There's something wrong with the squirrel." Now he was worried about whether or not,
Rabies,
yeah,
disease.
he's like, "Is my daughter going to get sick?" Luckily she did not. Everything was fine. But it
No,
got,
Mom, the baby was a
no,
Who could have fallen out of
a nest or
thing
something.
and that-
Yeah. So it got me thinking when he was talking about, how worried he was that his daughter was going to get rabies.
Sure.
About deaths with interactions with wildlife.
So, baby squirrel with child equals death in the wilderness.
Yeah, my brain just
The
went.
world according to Shannon.
My brain
Butler.
went right to hell. But then
That's okay.
last
My body's going to hell. In a
same,
handbag.
same. Last night.
Is that a baby squirrel?
No, worse, way worse.
Way worse?
So we went to bed, and me and my man and my doggies were all in bed, nice and cozy. 12:30 in the morning last night, my dog Franklin starts barking, and he's not in the bedroom. He's in another part of the house. I'm like, oh no, what is it?
Something.
So I got up, and I head out to the dining room where there's this cozy chair by the window. The dogs usually sit in and they sunbathe. And he's standing on the chair looking out the dining room window. And I'm like, what do you see? And I look out and there's some ball in the driveway.
Oh.
And I'm like, what? And it's moving and it's making all this noise. I'm like, what the fuck is it? So I go and I grab my high-powered flashlight and stick it out. And I'm looking out the window and it's this raccoon attacking this possum. Just
Usually they don't do that, do they?
tearing his face. And I was just like, oh, and Frankie's like staring and looking at me and looking out the, and he's like, Ma,
Why? I'm surprised.
like,
they usually don't do that.
I'm like, what the fuck? And it went on for a while.
There's no room in the wild for both of those creatures.
It was like, why?
Oh, yeah.
So I was trying to get Frankie back into the bedroom, and I came back again. And the raccoon was gone, and the possum is dragging itself to the end of the driveway. And I was just like, oh my God. So this morning, I looked out, no sign of anything.
Okay, good.
But then when I went out to check my mailbox, I look at my neighbor's driveway, there's the dead possum.
Oh.
And his face just...
Yeah.
And I was like, motherfucker.
Surprised.
Yeah, I was too. I thought, raccoons are cute. They're,
They are, but they can be, I have to close my garbage well.
Yeah.
Well, when we used to have the old cans, I would have to put something on top of the can.
Yeah.
Occasionally, they do pop out of the sewer, like
Sure, I've seen them.
Pennywise.
I've seen
like,
them.
You know,
Yep.
one had a red balloon. It was, you know, they pop out of the sewer.
I've seen them go into the sewer on my street.
And they are big. They're bigger than you think.
So big. He's pretty much swallowed this
Now, I've seen possums, too. I've seen them. They're very weaselly with a long,
and they're harmless.
Face.
They're harmless.
Yeah, I don't know. That's nature. You know, I have things that fly around here.
Well, my neighbor, he was, because the possum ended up, you know, taking its last breath in his driveway. And he's standing there. He's like, oh God, I wonder what did that. I'm like, I'll tell you exactly what did that.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, he's like, those goddamn raccoons, because he said that they're in his carriage barn in the back of his driveway.
Oh.
He said they're eating away in the inside of my carriage barn. They're wrecking it. And this carriage barn is like from the 1870s. So I was like, what are you going to do? He's like, I already called an exterminator, and now I've got a reason, because they're killing the possums.
Control, or I don't know how that works.
Well, he called an exterminator because he's like, I'm getting rid of these raccoons.
Maybe they remove them.
I don't know.
I hope I mean, usually, like animal control will find a humane way of removing and releasing them elsewhere.
Well,
since I left, you know, the city and I come up here, that's why I love the deer and the bunny and the possums and things that fly. The first year I was here, I saw a deer with a bunny like near him, and I started crying like a 5-year-old, and I'm like, oh my God, it's Bambi and Thumper, and I'm taking pictures. And I think it's a hawk. I see hawks flying around. And one day I saw a hawk, like, I think they call talons. He stuck out his talons and scooped up the squirrel. I was like, oh, it's like
they do that.
Geographic.
They do that.
Yeah, this is what happens in the wilderness.
Yeah. So this episode is going to be about.
That was your inspiration.
Well, yeah. Well, that last night was just, I had already written this whole thing.
So there you go.
And then last night I'm like, whoa.
There you go.
So needless to say, there's death in the wild, and we're going to talk about how humans have lost their lives with interacting with wildlife. So
when I think humans dying in the wild, I think Brooklyn. In the projects.
That's a different kind of
the wild I'm used to. But okay, regale me.
Okay, so we're going to start with the famous Grizzly Man. Have you heard of this guy?
The Grizzly Man?
Timothy Treadwell.
Apparently, he didn't.
Oh yeah, no,
that's fast.
Yeah, that was good.
You like
good
that?
Shot. I like
I'm
that.
on the ball.
You
today.
are.
Yeah.
You had your Wheaties this morning?
I did. I had my hallucinogenic shittios. Yeah, I had a big bowl this morning.
So Timothy Treadwell and his poor girlfriend, Amy Barefoot, Amy Huguenard.
Okay.
So I take it you didn't see the documentary. It's called Grizzly Man.
I must have missed that one.
Okay.
It's a show when I was a kid called Grizzly Adams.
No, not the same thing.
Dan Haggerty, not the same thing.
No, this was back in I think 2003 or somewhere around there.
I wasn't born. Okay.
The documentary looks at this man Timothy and his desire to understand the world of bears by getting stupidly close to them.
Bit off more than he could chew, didn't you, Treadwell? Pun intended.
So it's not good to speak insensitively about
people doing
the dead.
Stupid shit.
Well, this was stupid. This is probably the best word to stupid is the best word to explain.
There are ways that you can examine wildlife and interact without getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, especially when you're going to a site where feeding bears are known to hang out. There's a food shortage. This equals angry bears, and you camp right in the middle of that. That's stupid.
Asking for it?
Yeah, definitely. Even the National Park Service had documented his stupidity. Yeah. So okay. Right. So Timothy Treadwell was born April 29th, 1957 in New York, and seemed to have a troublesome life, like from the beginning. So there wasn't all there. His childhood started out normal, but after he moved to LA and struggled to become an actor, he ended up having substance abuse problems.
Okay.
Apparently, he was inspired to move to Alaska to study bears up close after surviving a heroin overdose. I'm sorry,
but he's overdosing on drugs and decides to go study the bear.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
That doesn't sound.
All right.
That doesn't sound like a good reason to me. But okay.
We all need a hobby.
So you survive one deadly incident just to go put yourself in another? I don't. Yeah,
that's true.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
So maybe try therapy first. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
So he moves up to Alaska. and starts camping in a place called Hallow Bay, known for its large bear population. This was in Katmia National Park. So it's a big national park, just known for its natural beauty and so forth and wildlife. And it seems like right from the beginning of his time there, he was annoying the shit out of the park rangers. They were just like, this guy's going to get himself killed. I know as a park ranger, I can just imagine these rangers sitting in their ranger station going, this fucking asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
you see it coming.
Yeah. There were several violations they had a file for him because of all the violations that he was doing in the park. And he just kept getting himself into dangerous situations. He camped too close to the animals, and he refused to use protective gear like bear spray and fencing. He didn't.
He's asking for it.
He's asking for it. He's fucking asking for it.
And he brings his girlfriend.
And he brings his girlfriend, who's also afraid of bears.
She's afraid of bear.
Afraid. Yeah.
But she goes with him to where the bear are hungry and angry.
Hey, girls will do stupid shit for love. Let me tell you.
Okay.
But I will never do this. In October of 2003, Treadwell and his girlfriend, Amy Huguenard, were camping near a very popular spot where not popular to humans, popular to bears. They like to fish. It was near the stream.
Yeah.
And it was also pretty late in the season. So at this point, it's the fall. Bears are eating extra, right, to prepare for the winter.
Yeah.
But there was like a food shortage that year. Like the year wasn't very good. There wasn't enough fish.
So the bear are hangry.
They're hangry. Exactly.
Yeah. Not the bear's not bad enough, but a hangry bear.
Yeah.
And he's violating. Getting closer.
Too close.
Does he know they're hangry?
He's documenting their activity. He's filming them every day. He must know. They're
not eating. They're not eating.
Right.
They're not eating. He didn't document any of that.
Aggressive behavior. Yeah.
He sees the hangry bear.
Yes.
And he's just there.
He's just hanging out. And actually, his girlfriend wrote in her journal not long before their deaths that she was nervous and wanted to leave the area. So then
leave, bitch.
So leave. October 5th, Treadwell had filmed a bear near a stream and said that he didn't actually trust this bear, which he usually always trusted the bears. But for some reason, he was like, I don't trust this bear. It's actually speculated that that's the bear that killed him later on. It was a tagged bear, number 141. So sometime on October 6th, both Treadwell and his girlfriend were mauled and basically eaten by at least one, maybe two bears. One of the cameras that he had was actually recording during the incident.
Recording his death?
Recording, it was probably in a bag or something because it was on.
It was still on.
All you hear is audio.
Oh.
You can actually, the audio
growling
is just, and him screaming for his girlfriend to come out of the tent that he was being killed.
I'm getting killed out here, come on out.
Yeah. And his girlfriend yelling back to play dead. Right, in the audio. But this bear wasn't, he was just devouring him. Yeah.
They're hungry.
An airplane pilot who had flown to go pick up the couple, flew over the campsite, which was abandoned except for some gear, torn up tents, and no sign of either one of them. The pilot immediately called the park rangers who came to the site and were actually forced to kill the bears that were there because they were aggressive still and apparently protecting the remains of their victims.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. So what they uncovered was Treadwell's disfigured head, partial spine, and right forearm. The rest of him was eaten. Just totally gone. Huguenard's partial remains were found next to a collapsed tent and partially buried in a mound of twigs and soil, like the bear was saving it for later. Like, I'll take a doggy bag to go.
Or like she was hiding?
Yeah. No. The bear
wasn't hiding. The bear was
leaving.
Putting her in Tupperware.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, we'll reheat this later.
Yeah.
When they did an examination of bear number 141, they found human remains.
No
so
kidding.
This was the bear that killed him. Treadwell was 46 years old, and this was the first known incident of a bear killing someone in that park.
Because everybody else wasn't.
Nobody.
They had the sense to not annoy the angry bears.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was in Alaska last year. We were in the Tongass National Rainforest. We went to see the big brown bear. From a distance, we saw the bear. We were over like an elevated platform, and the bear were beneath us catching salmon.
Oh, nice.
All of a sudden, like you won't see the bear right away. You'll see the twigs move.
Uh-huh.
And then because we were in a large group, like 20 people, and you don't yell, I see bear, you give hand signals to each other and you make a signal, a hand signal, and you point.
Yeah.
And we all go to the side and we all look and we're all really quiet taking pictures.
Yeah.
But I remember the people that were with us, the guides, saying, if you have any food, leave it in the truck now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bring food with you over the overpass.
Right.
If you lean over and you drop your phone, we don't get paid enough to go down and retrieve it or save you if you have food on you. So there are precautions you take, like no yelling, no causing attention to yourself, no screaming at the bear, no food, no throwing it. And it was beautiful. I have wonderful video. I have wonderful stills of the bear catching salmon and being lovely.
Yeah, absolutely.
The end.
The end. That's all you need.
It really is a magical experience when you engage with wildlife.
Oh, yeah.
That's as far as I go. They weren't hungry because I saw them eating at that time. They were catching salmon. I wouldn't annoy the bear. I'm not going to poke the bear.
No.
I'm not going anywhere near the bear. I'm above the bear. I look at the bear. I smile. The bear make eye contact with me. I'm pretty much running toward the truck. They were very calm, and it's almost like, I don't know if they were used to seeing people above them or used to the people's smells. They weren't hangry.
Right.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you. Yes,
okay, that's that.
If only Treadwell had listened to that.
He should have come with us. We had a great experience.
Exactly.
And I'm not in the belly of a bear.
No, you're good.
So I'm good.
Okay, so our next death.
Of course, there's more.
Are
these all stupid people? No? Okay, not a nice way of saying it. Could any of these been prevented?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. I'm becoming like a lawyer now. I'll retract the question, Your Honor.
This next one could definitely have been prevented.
Okay.
And absolutely should have been. And this one actually didn't even take place in the wild. This one was... No.
I knew it. I told you. When I lived in Brooklyn, we had sewer and subway rats like the size of chihuahuas.
I bet.
And like killer pigeons. They're pigeons, which I've not seen since I'm up here. I haven't seen the damn pigeon, which is okay. But that's what we had. You're in the subway, and it's like the size of a chihuahua. Rats.
Yeah.
Ew. So.
Well, this one was actually in Orlando, Florida.
Let me guess. Gator?
No.
Not a gator?
Not a gator.
Okay.
This was actually a pissed off wild animal who was sick of being in captivity.
Can't blame them.
Have you ever seen the documentary Blackfish?
What does that sound familiar? But no.
It's about the orcas at SeaWorld.
Oh, I am so against that. Okay, I don't, you know me. And as a vegetarian, as an animal activist, I don't eat animals. I don't wear animals. Right. I won't do any of that animal entertainment. No. Because I'm like, get off of Shamu's head. Right. He's not your surfboard. Right. Yeah. No, I do remember. I know I know this one.
If you've ever seen this documentary, it'll fuck you up.
Well, I can't. See, that's it. That's probably why I haven't.
I cried.
I can't.
Because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Okay.
I did. I loved whales.
But you weren't going to use them as your surfboard.
No, God, no. And I also realized that I wouldn't be a good marine biologist because I'm like, I can't swim underwater without covering my nose. So I'm like, this isn't going to work. And I don't look good in a swimsuit. So I'm like, this isn't going to work for me. But I was.
But that's not entertainment.
When I first saw the beluga whales at the Mystic Aquarium, I cried because I was like, oh my God, they're so beautiful.
I feel the same way when I see the penguinis, and I feel, because Coney Island has a magical aquarium. Yeah. But I've taken classes at the Congo many, many years ago at the Bronx Zoo. Mm-hmm. I'm all about conservation. Yeah. Yeah. I really hate animal entertainment. Yeah. I never took my kids to like the circus when they were little, with the cats going through the fire and all that. Yeah. And
it's abuse.
It is very abusive. Yeah. I don't go to horse racing. Okay. None of that. Mm-hmm. None of the when we were in Mexico, they were like, oh, it's the bull. I'm like, oh no, I can't. Yeah. I cannot condone any animal entertainment and taking their life. So I'm going to say now I'm on the side of the animal.
Okay, same. So this occurred on February 24th, 2010 in SeaWorld in Orlando. Yeah. Dawn Branchow was born April 16th, 1969 in Cedar Lake, Indiana, and all she wanted to do was work with whales ever since she saw the Shamu show at SeaWorld as a little girl. And like I said, I know the feeling.
Right.
I've always loved whales.
They're magical.
Yeah.
The dolphins.
Yeah, and they're smart.
Yeah.
Super smart, right?
Yeah. Sea creatures are very smart.
Yeah. So Bradshaw went to college to study psychology and animal behavior, right?
Fabulous.
So she clearly wanted to try and get inside the minds of animals, which can be pretty hard to do with wild animals, right? So there's that. So after college, she worked with dolphins at Six Flags in New Jersey before being hired at SeaWorld in Orlando in 1994. And that's also the same time she met her husband, who also worked at SeaWorld, Scott, and they got married in 1996. She began working with orcas, or AKA killer whales, which had been her dream job, and she got dangerously close to these apex predators on a daily basis, right?
Okay.
So now she was working very closely with a male orca named Tilikum. So Tilikum, his whole story is very sad. He was captured in the wild at the age of 2, so he's just a baby, basically. And he was also known for his aggressive behavior because of being in captivity in these concrete tanks.
From the wild, and
it's stressful.
They put them in prison.
He's supposed to be with his family in the ocean, and he's in a concrete tank. Yeah. So he had already killed 2 people, one in 1991 and one in 1998.
So why did they release him back at that point?
That's a really good question. You would think by that point they would not let people get in the water with him, right?
He's already killed 2 people.
He's already killed 2 people.
And they're letting humans get in the water with him.
People swim with him and interact with him. And you would think that they would say, this is not a good idea.
It's not right, let him go.
That doesn't sell tickets, right?
That's right. So somebody's got to be somebody to go forward.
So on February 24th, 2010, tourists were enjoying a show called Dine with Shamu, and they suddenly witnessed a horrifying scene. Dawn Bradshaw was leaning over the edge of Tilikum's tank during what was called the relationship session, when suddenly the 11-ton star orca took her in his mouth, dragged her into the pool, shook her, which severed her spinal cord, fractured much of her body, and drowned her. During the attack, he reportedly scalped her and bit off her arm. And even when SeaWorld staff members managed to trap him, Tilikum would not let go of her body for 45 minutes.
That's terrible.
She was 40 years old. SeaWorld officials tried to spin this horrific story as an accident and a playful scene that's
playing with her
out of control.
Like a cat playing with a mouse. Yeah, he's not mauling her. Yeah.
However, audience members who were there to see this were like, that whale knew what the fuck he was doing. He wasn't playing.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. So that was, pretty.
I have another story.
Okay.
I went whale watching.
Oh, I love whale watching.
In a boat. In Maine. Off Maine. We were out there and we were at a distance. And once again, they'd say, whale. And they would point. And we'd go to the side of the boat, which was a safe distance from the whale. And we would see the whale's tail and all that. And we took pictures.
Yeah, I did the same.
The end.
Yeah. It was exciting. We actually found, this was off the coast of Cape Cod. We went on a whale watch, and then we got out there, and there were these humpbacks. And they were everywhere, on every side of us. It was beautiful. I was like, look at them in nature, wildlife doing their thing. I'm at a safe distance.
Never occurred to me to put on a vest and go out and swim with them.
Absolutely not.
Why she went with them and why they allowed her after knowing that he had already killed 2 people.
Yeah.
As stupid as the stupid does, Forrest.
Yeah.
I feel bad for her. I honestly do.
Oh yeah.
But okay.
All right, we got one more. This one is, of course, a very famous one. The death of an equally famous bloke, Steve Irwin.
Yeah, we all know that.
So the Australian zookeeper, conservationist, famous TV host known in The Crocodile Hunter, which I watched when I was a kid.
Me too.
Irwin was born outside of Melbourne, Australia, February 22nd, 1962. His parents had started a reptile park.
Oh.
So he grew up surrounded by snakes and crocodiles and all this stuff. He had been handling crocodiles since the age of 9.
Yeah.
And even though it's kind of crazy and super dangerous, you could say that he had plenty of practice and he knew what he was doing.
Well, that's it. He grew up with these kind of animals. Yeah. I get that.
I remember watching his shows on the Animal Planet, and
his kids too.
Yeah, his kids did the same.
Yeah, with the animals.
And he was educating people on the importance of environmentalism and conservationism. And I feel like he did a lot of good things, but it was only a matter of time before something happened to the guy, right? I feel like he should have died many times. His actual
a long time. I mean, all joking aside,
but his actual death is quite unfortunate and kind of surprising, right? So the incident,
but you always run the risk.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
When animals in the wild can be unpredictable.
Oh yeah.
So but I think they know that when you're dealing with conservation of wild animals, you know.
Yeah.
That, this is
you're
what
taking
you're dealing with. Yeah.
Yeah. So the incident occurred on September 4th, 2006, while filming in the Great Barrier Reef.
Was that long ago?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
His kids are like adults
now.
They're all
grown.
Yeah. He's a grandfather now from his daughter, Bindi.
I saw them on Dancing with the Stars. They dance.
Exactly. And they're still doing the same stuff that their father did.
Yeah, they're lovely. Lovely family.
So he was in the water, and it wasn't deep water. It was like chest deep water. And he was actually following a large stingray. And the stingray was big. It was like 6 feet long from wing to wing there. They believe that the stingray saw a shadow and got nervous and ended up stabbing Irwin several times in the chest with his tail, which is rare, very rare, very rare for such a thing to happen. At first, Irwin believed that he had a punctured lung. But by the time he climbed back into the boat, it became apparent that his wounds were much worse, and he had actually been stabbed right in the heart and was actually bleeding.
I knew it was the stingray thing, but I don't.
He was actually bleeding
details.
internally to death. He was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. He was only 44 years old. So apparently there was footage of this because they were filming. This was for a documentary. There was footage of Irwin's death, but it was said to have all been destroyed. All of that footage was destroyed.
What do you want to see that?
No, I wouldn't want to see it. No.
Could that have happened to anybody that was just there at the time?
Yeah.
I mean, look, this was his profession. He was there. He was doing.
I don't know if I'd want to get close to a stingray though.
But he didn't get that close, or
no, he was following it, and it got nervous and turned around and stabbed him.
It got nervous and turned. So was he too close? You think?
Maybe he was, but he tended to get.
All right, but that's his profession, and when you're in that profession,
you take
that's
your chances.
The risk you run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And his kids, his daughter had said, even to this day, she's like, I'm not mad at stingrays. I still love the animals.
You can't blame them.
Yeah,
it's not their fault.
It's not their fault.
And unfortunately, he died doing what he loved.
He did. There's that. Yeah. Too young though.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Still had a lot to give the world, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, there you go. Dealing with wildlife, which I do not.
No, I got my pups. You got your cats.
My cats are ridiculous.
That's as wild as we get.
Spoiled and ridiculous and fluffy.
And Frankie warned me of a wild scene going on last night.
I've heard things outside.
Yeah.
I think last spring, summer, I guess the word is baying. And there are no wolves here, but there are fox.
Fox and coyote.
I thought it was a fox or something, maybe like in heat.
Oh, yeah.
You hear
when they're mating
noises.
Dude, when foxes are mating, it sounds like children being murdered.
That's what it was. I didn't, because that's what I heard.
Because I saw the same thing, and when I lived in Hyde Park, I heard this screaming outside my window, like someone's being killed.
Sounded like a woman being strangled.
And I looked out, it was two foxes.
Yeah, maybe we heard it. Sometimes you smell skunk.
Yeah.
I love the wildlife. I love living, away from what I was in the concrete jungle.
Yeah, sure.
But I get I'll tell you, and this is stupid, and you can't tell anybody. A couple of years ago, I'm driving on my own street, and I saw what appeared to me as a mangy shepherd. And I told you the story. Yeah. And I'm like, here boy, because I'm going to look for a chip or a collar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, here boy, and my neighbor's like waving me down. She's like, honey, that's a coyote, right? I said, a what? Yeah. And I'm like arguing with her because I'm a genius. I'm like, no, it's a stray or mangy shepherd. She goes, how many stray shepherds have you seen in our neighborhood? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what was that? She goes, it's a coyote. She's like talking to me like I'm five. Coyote.
Yeah.
So good thing when I went, he looked like a big mangy shepherd.
Oh, yeah, they get big.
So that's as close to wildlife as I've gotten.
Yeah.
Good thing I didn't put him in the car and start checking him for a chicken or a cow.
Look at you. You want to play ball?
Yeah,
That's rich.
You want to come play with the kitty?
You want a biscuit?
Yeah, I'll give you a cookie. Can't kiss your nose. Yeah, so that's my extent.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was weird.
It was weird. That's what
Everything we do was weird. Yeah, I know. But that was another.
Fluffy?
That wasn't so fluffy.
That was a little dangerous.
Dangerous.
They were dangerous.
Well, the bear was fluffy.
The bear was fluffy.
The bear was fluffy.
Yeah, the other two were wet.
What? Yeah, yeah.
Another moist episode.
All my favorite people are dead. See you, breathers.
Bye. Don't get in a tank with an orca.
You'll be much cooler when you're 6 feet underground. Some of us are crazy, some are smart and brave. Well, it doesn't really matter, we all end up in the grave. All my favorite people are dead.